The Papaya rules, we've been talking about them so much after the Singapore Grand Prix, but will McLaren end them ahead of the United States Grand Prix this weekend? After all, McLaren have nothing to play for, really, to be honest with you. I mean, their two drivers, of course, are battling it out for the Drivers' World Championship, but in the Constructors, it's sewn up, it's signed, sealed and delivered. They are back-to-back champions for the first time in 34 years, so they can just let the drivers do what they want, right? Well, might not be that simple, to be honest, but let's have a look at why here on the F1Chronicle.com as always. With the Constructors Championship already secured, McLaren enters the final stretch of the 2025 season facing a different kind of challenge, managing the increasingly intense on-track rivalry between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. After the pair's first lap clash in Singapore, where the two McLarens made light contact, debate has reignited around the team's internal Papaya rules, the evolving code that governs how the drivers race each other to ensure fairness and avoid unnecessary collisions. Their effect has been very debatable, to say the very least. We've already talked about that, though. The Marina Bay incident saw Norris and Piastri bang wheels through the opening corners, prompting frustration from the Australian, who felt he had been unfairly forced wide, saying, quote, "Are we cool with Lando just barging me out of the way?" Before adding, "That's not fair," end quote. And he said that when no action would be taken by the team. McLaren's pit wall viewed the contact as a racing incident, suggesting Norris's slight clip with Verstappen's Red Bull ahead had triggered the chain reaction. The stewards agreed, taking no further action. Still, though, the exchange raised questions about how McLaren might respond if a similar situation arises before now and the end of the year, and whether, with the Constructors' title now secured, the team should continue to intervene at all. A lot of people are just saying, let them race, let them get on with it. But some people are saying that, well, if there is unfair action, the team should do something about it. But what's the right approach? It's very much a balancing act. And that is very much what team principal Andrea Stella is being tasked with. And he acknowledged as much after the Singapore Grand Prix, saying that the team would review the incident and, quote, fine-tune, end quote, its internal guidelines if necessary, before saying, quote, "We'll discuss it with both drivers and see if our internal conclusions were right," end quote. Singapore marked the second time in recent races that Piastri has publicly questioned team decisions, the first being at Monza, when a slow pit stop for Norris prompted a position swap that Piastri later queried. While calm in post-race interviews, the Australian is believed to have been more forthright in internal debriefs, something that Stella has said the team welcomes. But despite that, the general consensus is that McLaren will not change their approach, and Stella has ruled out as much as well to the media. The team intends to continue applying its established framework for driver equality, even as the Drivers' World Championship battle intensifies. With only a handful of races remaining, the stakes are higher than ever. I mean, there's six. If you've got six fingers, then let's not get into that here. Norris and Piastri are both still mathematically in contention for the title, and McLaren's hope of securing its first Drivers' Constructors double since 1998 depend on maintaining harmony and trust between its two-star drivers. As the paddock heads to Austin, the spotlight will be firmly on McLaren's garage. The team's greatest challenge may no longer come from Red Bull or Ferrari, but from a fine line between any team unity and individual ambition. So yeah, McLaren really have a lot of work to do when it comes to this. There's very much a perception right now, I'd say from probably a majority of F1 fans, that think they are unfairly favouring Lando Norris over Oscar Piastri, and there is evidence to support that claim for sure. I mean, the Italy one was a bit more debatable. You can understand one side, you can understand the other, but Singapore, I mean, I've said what I had to say on that one. That was very much dodgy, you know, that really was. I do think that they should have done something about that. If they did something in Italy, they really should have done something in Singapore as well. But that's just my opinion. I've gone in depth as to why I think that on a separate video for you guys. I'll probably link at the end of this one if you are on YouTube and watching this. But yeah, get your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Will McLaren change their approach? Should they change their approach? Should they be more involved? Should they be less involved? I want to hear what you have to say in the comments below on this as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe. As always, guys, have a fantastic day around the world today, and let's hope for a fantastic United States Grand Prix this weekend around COTA.